Get over here. I need you over here.
It's been a while.
We've been on vacation.
We've been on vacation, baby. But we're back.
Ferrari is
we're
back.
tan.
Not so tan.
We're not. I'm tan.
I got sunburn.
Originally, my plans were to send the front end of this car off to paint and get everything painted and paint matched with the rear. And then when the wide body kit came in, I'd paint all that stuff again and move on with the car. But in order to save costs, I decided that I was gonna go ahead and wrap this car before we end up wide bodying it, so I don't have to end up painting the car twice. Our boys from Premium Auto Styling are, wow. Our boys from Premium Auto Styling are driving down, they're making a house call, and we're gonna start changing the color and putting a new color. Wow, holy shit.
So our boys from Premium are coming down from Ontario. Usually they don't do house calls, but today's a special occasion, Teach. So today we need to prepare the car. We need to remove the mirrors and the rear bumper.
Door handles. We need to remove the side skirts, but those are already off. We also need to remove the front bumper, but that's already off. Other than that, that's pretty much all we need to do.
But
and we need to clean the car.
Oh, we need to clean the car. But you may think to yourselves, oh, that seems like a simple task. Well, it's not, Teach.
It's really not.
It's a Ferrari. If you guys have been following this series, every piece of this car has been thought of to the nth degree. And that rear bumper is about to be
I'm scared.
scurry.
I'm scared. Taking that rear bumper off without any instructions is gonna be difficult, but before we get ahead of ourselves, let's start with the easy stuff. We'll start with the door handles and mirrors first.
I found the easy access point to get this door handle off because TJ over here was investigating how do you get the door handle off.
Normally, in my experience, you've always accessed the door handle from the back of the panel, so I started looking here first.
But then I was like, that looks a bit weird. I touched it, oh, it's flimsy. Oh, surprise. There's a screw up behind there. We're gonna get that out. Look at this guy. I'm gonna do my best not to strip it, Teach. Wish me luck.
Oh, there it goes.
Pull
Oh
it
yeah.
that way.
Ferrari, I thank you. That wasn't actually that bad.
Usually, especially on the RX-7, it's right here. You look behind this thing, you can remove the mirror. But for Ferrari, nah. To get to this part, you need to remove the speaker and then stick your hand in a blind hole and reach for, I believe it feels like a 10 mil bolt, and we'll remove the mirror. It is almost impossible to film what's gonna happen inside this door. But up here around this area, there's 2 nuts. Stick my hand in here, stick a 10 milli in there. Oh, there's 3. I'm gonna take these off. TJ's gonna cradle the mirror, pull it out, unplug it, and we'll repeat it on the other side.
Not as bad as I thought it would be.
There's a lot of wires to that though.
I'm gonna interrupt today's video to say thank you to our sponsor, NordVPN. While I was just in Japan this last week, I've been really into Game of Thrones lately. If you guys watch Game of Thrones, you know that you have to watch on HBO Go. But I found out that in Japan, HBO Go doesn't work in Japan because they're on different servers, and it doesn't allow you to watch it there. So I used NordVPN, and I used a server in the United States, and then I bypassed all that, and I was able to watch HBO Go in Japan, and I kept up with Game of Thrones, and I'm almost done with season 7 now. Shout out to all my Jon Snow fans out there. NordVPN is a virtual private network that keeps your data secure and safe on your phone, on your laptops, on your tablets, all those types of things. They encrypt your data when you're on public Wi-Fi's in places like coffee shops, libraries, airport Wi-Fi, places like that. NordVPN is so highly rated, they're the only company to get a perfect score on PC Mac. They have thousands of insanely fast servers across 62 countries. And the best thing is that it's extremely easy to switch from server to server. NordVPN is also risk-free because they have a 30-day money-back guarantee. For a limited time, you can get 75% off of your 3-year plan. So that means for just $3 a month, you can buy and browse the internet securely anytime, anywhere. And for a very short time, you can use the code TJHunt and get an extra month free. Thank you so much to NordVPN for sponsoring today's video, and now let's get back to the normal programming. It sounds really silly, but getting this door panel off is actually a little bit more frightening than you think. Rather than using normal like plastic push pins and plastic clips like every other car uses, Ferrari actually uses like these steel or aluminum like ballpoint clips that go into like a metal retention side. And it actually takes quite a bit of force to get these panels off. Without instructions, my best guess right now is that this middle portion comes out, as we saw from the other side of the door that already had the panel removed. There are bolts that we'll have to undo to take out this front portion because that's where the airbag is. So right now, I'm literally just following the seam with our pry tool and I'm popping these clips out. And like I said, you have to put a lot of force on them to get them to come out. So it's a little bit scary, but I'm just kind of trusting the process right now. Didn't have to do that, but Yeah! So as you can see, these are like big metal clips, which is actually, as much as I hate it, I love it because that's what makes this car so sound and not have any like weird creaks or vibrations or anything like that. As you guys saw from the thumbnail, I'm gonna be wrapping this Ferrari pretty much gloss red. I've always been a really big fan of Ferrari red. And while this Ferrari wasn't that color, I thought just for a little bit, I wanted to live that life. I really wanted to do the classic black roof with the red body style, which used to be really popular back in like the 2013 era. I haven't seen Ferrari do anything like that in a while, but I've always personally loved that look. So we are gonna now start the process. Premium just got here. Daniel claims that we're gonna try to do this within 2 days.
It'll be done.
Right now it's like 2:30. I'll work with them as long as they plan on staying here, and then we'll pick up the rest of it tomorrow.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna make it happen. It's a lot of work, but
It seems like a lot of work, but I trust you.
we're gonna do everything we can. I don't wanna let you down. You know, we have a couple things going on. We're gonna be leaving town, so I wanna get this thing knocked out. Believe it or not, the hardest part about the whole car is gonna be the mirrors. So if you look at all of the bends on the mirror, the way that it's set up in general, the vinyl has to go all the way in over here, so that we have to remove the glass. These take time. And believe it or not, this could be like an 8-hour wrap job on just the mirrors alone. So today, my goal is to get all the easy stuff done, which is everything, you know, hood, fenders, roof, quarter panels, even the bumpers. So we want to try to get as much as we can done. We'll probably be here till 1, 2 in the morning, till our eyes are bleeding. We'll go to sleep and we'll come back and knock it out. Let's get to work.
1 or 2 in the morning. Okay, all right. As always, if you guys have been following the channel for quite a while, I've been working with Premium for like probably like the last like 3 or 4 years. I think this is gonna be the 5th or 6th wrap I've ever done by them. If you're ever in Southern California and looking for any type of wrap from anything small to doing blackouts or a roof wrap or a full car, hit them up. I'll put all the information in the description down below. And if you haven't already, subscribe to their YouTube channel because every 100,000 subscribers, they give away a free wrap. They literally go wherever you are and they'll wrap your car. And that's why they're leaving in 2 days, because they're going to do that for someone. So here's the color we're gonna be doing. I don't know if it's like Ferrari red, but it gets the job done. It's just a classic gloss red, and then we'll be doing a gloss black for the roof.
I need you to pull this. It's basically, if you look in the door, it's that clip down there.
Yeah, the red one. You want me to pull up top?
There's 3. 1, 2, and then 3.
Are you sure? Are we not missing something?
I'm not sure, but if you look over there, that's the only 3 things up there.
Fuck, dude, that's like really in there. There's like a black bracket, and I see like that comes out with it. Turns out we were missing a couple screws and bolts towards the top end of it, and I was pulling on it, and I almost literally broke the tabs. But thanks to Anthony and Calvin's brain power combined, they figured out there was more bolts, and then some clips, and then it finally came off. Before we start laying down some wrap, there are some minor imperfections around the car that I'm getting some instructions from Daniel to hit. Right now we have 2000 grit sandpaper. The hood has some minor little paint imperfections and stuff, so we're just sanding that down. We're gonna go over the Bondo pieces just a couple more times to make sure everything is smooth, and then start laying down some wrap. So as Anthony was taking apart the rear, he was going towards these taillights off, and as these taillights were coming off, one of the back bolts is like spinning within its bolt in the taillight, so that's kind of a process. But as I was looking at this, I started noticing there's actually some Bondo work done on the back end of this car. So at one point, I don't know when this would have been, but at one point, I think before the car had the front accident, this car must have had some minor damage on this rear quarter panel, because I'm actually noticing a little bit different shades in paint. Like Daniel immediately was like, the gas cap actually looks like a different shade of white than actually this paint on the car. So it definitely was resprayed, and there's a really crappy job done in the back, and a bunch of bolts were missing, and some of the tabs are all screwed off too. So kind of discovering a little bit more damage on the car than we had originally thought, which isn't necessarily the worst thing in the world. Like, yeah, it does kind of suck, but now that we have found it, we can definitely fix it and do our best to make it better than what it once was, but definitely kind of a bummer. So before we go ahead and wrap this fender, I need to do some more work and get some of this gunk off in the inner side that I actually realized that I missed. And then I might go over to a little bit more sanding work on this stuff, because as Daniel said, if you can feel it, you will see it. So I might hit this a little bit more, but for now, let's focus on getting all the gunk off this so we can go ahead and wrap this fender. notice we have like this big black patch on the front of this front bumper here. The reason why it is black is because a good way to check for imperfections and stuff is getting some black spray paint and actually making the material that flat black color, because it shows a lot more dimples and stuff like that. Before we go ahead and wrap this, I'm gonna be taking some 1500 sandpaper and I'm just gonna be buffing everything out, making sure I can get that nice and smooth so that when we lay wrap on top of it, it stays hidden and you don't notice it. I hate sanding. Let's get this done with.
We didn't expect to take off the fender, but once we did, I and TJ saw like slight imperfections that will show through the wrap. I'm gonna go ahead and fix this while TJ is working on the front bumper and making that all smooth for the wrap. This corner was a little bit wavy because it was attached to the car and the bumper was on. So once it was removed, I was able to see that there were lines that need to be there that weren't there. So I'm adding more filler so I could sculpt away what it needs to look like.
So we're about 4 hours into wrapping the car right now. The hood is done, both the doors are done. Daniel is starting the right rear quarter panel. A lot of time that was spent going into today was removing this rear bumper, which Anthony actually tackled. It took him almost like close to an hour to do, but it's a lot, especially without any instructions. And it's been a lot of like more sanding work, like Calvin has said about the fenders, and me doing this bumper, it's actually taking a lot longer than I thought it was going to. At the same time, I'm trying not to spend too much time into doing it. Not saying that like I don't want the car to look perfect, but it is a temporary good look until the car gets all torn apart and gets painted. I'm like finding that good balance of like, not like 100% going into SEMA perfect, but like 95% perfect where like you can look at it and you won't notice anything until you get like super up close. You might notice like a little like divot nick that I didn't fully sand out all the way, which for this purpose I am okay with, and knowing that I'm trying not to beat myself up about it. But we're gonna keep on trucking for tonight. Want to at least finish the other quarter panel, and maybe we might touch some other pieces or not. Not exactly sure yet, but we're gonna keep on going. The oil is still burning, and I'll keep you guys updated. I've done about an hour or two of sanding off camera and gone over the whole entire surface, not only with the electric sander, but doing it by hand. I started with 800, then I went to 15, then I went to 2000, and I'm going over it again with 1500 just to kind of go over the majority of the surface, and then I'm gonna go back to 2000. But I'm pretty satisfied with the condition of this bumper, considering it was kind of rough before we started. There are some major like deep scratches on the side here that I don't know what happened to it, but there's like a really big like scar here that I actually got most of it out, and it feels pretty good. There's maybe just a little bit of an indentation. There's some little scuffs down beneath that I'm gonna maybe spend a couple more minutes on. Overall, I'm really happy with the condition of this bumper, and it's gonna look good once we lay wrap on top of it. So I'm gonna go over it again with 1500, do a basic rundown of the bumper, and I'm gonna call it good. So while Daniel is over there wrapping the car and doing things that I don't know how to do, I'm trying to do every little piece that can be done at this time. So right now, it sounds silly, but this is actually a pretty cool moment. So I'm gonna be taking off this Ferrari badge and trying to transfer it onto the new hood over there. Now to get this off, it's actually been kind of a struggle. It's like really on there. Same with those fender badges. Those things are a pain to get off. Like you have to heat them up and have like something super small to get in between the badge and the paint without ruining the paint. So what I've actually found is I've been using this card for the fender badges, but to get the hood badge out, it's even harder. So I've gotten the smallest little flathead that I can, and because we're not using this hood anymore and it's kind of already screwed up, I'm not too worried about scratching this hood. But what I did is I used the heat gun, heated it up a lot, so I got the sticky resin behind the badge, and I removed the back nut, and now I'm slowly peeling this badge off the car. And what's cool is these badges aren't plastic, they're actually like heavy metal medallions. While this thing is still a little bit gooey, I'm gonna throw this on the new hood. Okay.
But then one day TV started making fun of me, and I was like, oh, fuck it.
All right, boys, this is where we're stopping tonight. We're about 6 hours deep. Got the hood, the doors, and both rear quarter panels done. I have both fenders prepped, ready to be wrapped. I have the front bumper ready to be wrapped. I literally got back from Hawaii on a red-eye flight this morning at like 10 a.m. and came straight here. And Premium has literally been working all day, and they came here after a job where they work. So honestly, I'm done. I'm fried. I'm so tired. I can't go any longer. And Premium felt the same. So once again, Premium, huge shout out for always taking care of me, doing house calls and shit. That is so mad. So if you haven't checked them out, everything will be linked down below. But this is where I'm gonna call it. Super happy with the progress. Really excited to finish this car up, hopefully by tomorrow. And I'm gonna be making an updated video about all the parts coming in. I've ordered all the necessary parts remaining. So everything on the front and to the windshield and to the interior pieces, I actually ordered before I went on vacation a week ago. So hopefully we should get those pieces in within a week or so. Some of it's coming from used places. Some of it's actually coming from Ferrari. I'm gonna make an updated video on how much we've spent so far so we can see if I was correct on our estimation. But that's all I have time for today. Hope you guys are enjoying the Ferrari rebuilding series. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out and keep moving forward.
And I'm feeling good.